2018 NCAA Division I National Champion at 184 pounds, Nickal from Penn State. Just a reminder, we're transcribing the press conference off-site, so please raise your hand, wait for a microphone before asking questions. Also, please identify yourself and your news outlet when asking your questions. We'll do the first question right down here in front.
Andy Elder, Lewistown Sentinel. Bill, can you describe the emotion and feeling that goes through you whenever he slapped the mat, you win another title, and then clinch the team title for Penn State?
No, I can't describe it. Sorry. I can't describe it.
Question here.
Poe, Lions247.com. 2 years ago, kind of a similar exchange. You ended up on the lesser end of that one. Tonight, you get to clinch the team title, winning that kind of exchange. Is that something that's just stuck with you, even though you won the championship last year too? And was that something in your mind going in the match tonight? And does the fact that it was a big move to his back make it any sweeter?
I think that I think about that match every day almost. It's something that sticks in my mind. I feel that one of my goals was to be a four-time national champion coming to Penn State, and so not being able to accomplish that, it's definitely, it hurts, and I think about it every day. But I think that it's just part of the plan that God has for me, and it's going to make me a better person. And in the end, I'm really happy with where I'm at, and really happy to be able to help my team out a little bit with Penn.
Question here.
Bo Clayton, Talentag, Rock Shoe Diaries. In a sequence like that, do you have time to think, or is it just a matter of reaction?
I didn't really have to think. I have been doing that move for a really long time, and I try it a lot in practice, just messing around and play wrestling with guys and stuff like that. So it's a position that I'm comfortable in, and that I knew what I was doing there, so I don't really have to think too much about it.
First.
Mark Joel over Flow Wrestling. I talked through that position again. It seemed like for a second you almost bailed from the high flyer, and then it's like you kind of stopped and then went back to it, and you got it. What was that kind of process? I know you don't really think out there, you just do it, but
yeah. Well, looking back at it, I think initially he just kind of knocked me down to my hip, so I just didn't really have a solid balance. My feet weren't flat on the mat, so I wasn't really able to keep my base underneath me. But then when I came back, I had my feet solid on the mat, so that way I could drive off them. I think that's how, I wasn't really thinking bail in that position. I was just thinking get my hips back underneath me.
Question here.
Mike Finn for Win. Bo, that was your first pin this tournament. It seems like a lot of times this tournament, maybe the Big Tens, you seem frustrated because you weren't getting those big moves. Could you talk about that?
I wouldn't say I'm frustrated not getting big moves. It's just kind of frustrating when I'm wrestling guys and they're down by 6-8 points at the end of the match, and they're just trying to hold off for not getting majored or not getting pinned or tech, and I'm like, you're losing by 8 points, man, so it's probably be a better idea to wrestle, but I guess not. And that's one thing I got to work on, not really worrying too much about that, because at that point I'm worrying too much about them, not about myself. So, moving forward, I'm just going to keep focusing on myself and get scoring points, every second that I get, because, you only get a certain amount of time out there on the mat, and so I just want to make the most of it.
Question here on the left.
Bo, you're pretty composed all the time. Right in there after the match and that interview, you kind of were pretty demonstrative, for lack of a better term. Can you kind of describe the emotions? Do you remember kind of what you were saying right there, or did the excitement get the best of you?
I was definitely super excited. It's a crazy moment. So the interview straight after, it's you don't really have time to cool down or anything, but everything I said is true. We go to Penn State to win titles as an individual and as a team, and that's what we do, and that's what we train for. And we have the best coaches in the country, best facilities, best fans, and best wrestling easily.
Question in the back.
Well, Chris Easterling, Independent Massillon. Kind of piggybacking off of that, all week you guys have sort of been the quiet, stoic, business-like team. How does it feel to kind of let your hair down, so to speak, now that you guys have kind of accomplished the mission?
I think we're business-like to a point, maybe more so in front of the cameras and stuff like that, but we have a lot of personalities on the team, a lot of guys. We're all having fun, we're all joking around, and enjoying the moment. Really, I think the people on the outside see just a little bit of it, so they see the business and getting out there on the mat and doing our job type of thing, but they don't really see the ins and outs. And so as far as us being business-like, that's how we treat our matches, and we're gonna go out there and be efficient and score points and and make the most of opportunities. But at the same time, we're having fun. I enjoy just hanging out with my team in tournaments and just kicking back, relaxing, and that's almost better than the actual wrestling. Just being able to be in a relationship with my teammates, and I just really feel like it's a huge blessing from God to be around the guys that I am, and so I'm just lucky to be on the team that I am.
Question here.
Bo, people say in sports, it's a cliche, that it's really hard to beat the same guy 3 times in one season. You did it, and you did it in 3 different kind of matches. Talk about the different kinds of versatility that you showed, and how you've evolved in that way in terms of becoming more of an all-around wrestler.
I think that just goes to making the most of every second that I have. I'm going to wrestle through every position. I'm going to keep going, keep looking to score points, keep looking to put people on their back, no matter what the situation is, whether I'm up by 1, down by 1, or first period no score. It doesn't matter what it is. And so I think just that comes with the mindset of just making the most of your opportunity and using all the time that you have, because it's really not a great situation if you go out there and you leave like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes out there where you didn't wrestle your best. So I just try to wrestle my best through the whole match and every match that I have.
Kind of just a couple more questions here first.
Yeah, Bo, so during the parade of All-Americans, I noticed you and maybe Zane and a couple other guys kind of just waving to each other, kind of a little lighthearted. Can you describe the mood? There's a lot of pressure going into this round, but it kind of seemed like you guys were having, I'm not going to say that word, but
yeah.
Well, is that describe the mood for me?
Yeah, I think just that's kind of how we are, no matter what situation is. I think I would do the same thing in that situation, or whether we're on the mat and the other guys are walking out, or if I'm walking down the street, on campus. So just kind of be yourself. So everybody, I think, tries to act like a tough guy when they get out there and stuff like that, but it doesn't really make any sense to me. I just want to be myself no matter what, and so that's just kind of what we started doing. I think I was excited to see my teammates. That's about it.
Question here. These are going to be the last 2. Here, and then here.
Bo, last year in the match against, I think it was Sandy Brooks, Carver Hawkeye, you got a big pin, went hands of the year. This year, big match against Miles and Rec Hall, kind of celebrated after. Same type of celebration here. What is it about these moments you just feel very comfortable in big environments?
I think just being, that's what I want, I want to be out there with the team title on the line and just be able to have the opportunity to, go win it for our team. And that was what was the main focus in my mind at that point, and the same with in Carver, the same with in the duel and Rec. I want to go out there and if it's on the line, if the match is on the line, I want to be the person that's out there, that we send out. And so I think that I'm just confident in that, and I'm confident in my abilities, and that's because of all the people that I have around, my coaches, my teammates. They put so much time and effort into me that I know that maybe by myself I wouldn't be able to go out there and get the job done, but I have all these people behind me, all this support, and so through everyone, I think that gives me that strength. On top of that, I just have a foundation of having Jesus Christ in my life, and that gives me the confidence to go out there and just compete to the best of my ability, because I know that the Lord loves me whether I win or lose, and He just wants me to go out there and do my best, give 100%. So that's kind of my attitude in those situations.
All right, last question about
David Day, USA Wrestling. Both the other day you said this is the first time you're wrestling for the 9th time. So how would you rate this time, the 9th time, versus the other 8 times you guys have wrestled?
It's been really weird because every single time we've wrestled has been different, and that just shows how cool wrestling is, because you can wrestle somebody 9 times, you can wrestle 90 times or 900 times, and it's probably going to be different, It's no 2 matches are alike, and that's why wrestling's like such a cool sport, because I get to go train every day, and every day is different. And it's it's not like other sports where football, I got to run, I got to catch a pass, or I got to run a slant around 100 times, or basketball, I got to shoot 1,000 free throws. It's like there is repetition, in drilling and stuff like that. But even if you repeat a high crotch 1,000 times, it's going to be a little different, and you're going to have to do little different things to beat guys in certain situations, every match. And so I think that's just like doesn't really have so much to do with me and him. It just has more to do with the sport itself, because it's an awesome sport, and I wish more people would try it. And I think everybody at some point should try wrestling, whether or not they're going to stick with it. But it's just one of those things that is cool about the sport.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thanks, Bo. Congratulations.